good day to you wherever you're watching OGTV, the People's Telly across the globe. I welcome you to your darling program, Peace and Conflict Resolution. Yes, today we are here again, and what are we talking about today? Today we shall be discussing the state of economy and influence on national peace. The state of economy and influence on national peace. And I'm not here alone. I'm also with Dr. Samuel Oyebanji Akitunde. Doctor, you're welcome on the show.
Thank you very much. It's nice to meet again.
Very well.
Continue
very
as
well.
usual.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, we'll go on a very short break now, and when we come back, we dig deeper into the matter. I am Oba Oluwaseunfunmi Ogunleye. I'll be right back, please. Yes, welcome back to the show on peace and conflict resolution. Yes, a strong economy can provide resources for defense and security, while economic instability can fuel unrest and insecurity. Doctor, how does a strong economy contribute to national peace and improve security in our nation, and as far as peace and conflict is concerned?
Well, thank you very much for that very, very important question. Strong economy. When we talk about economy, we are talking about the way people in a particular society satisfy their needs. What do they do? How do they do? For the purpose of making a living, or for the purpose of satisfying the need of people in that society. Now, when we now talk about strong economy, we mean how easy and how successful is the process of satisfying need in that particular context. Now, how easy? It means how organized is the production of goods and services.
Yes.
To what extent is it safe? Do people feel safe in the conduct of these activities? To what extent does this lead to prosperity and satisfying of this need effectively? So if it does, then we say that's a strong economy. Secondly, we talk about the base, the source of the sources of the efforts,
growing the economy,
as well as the material resource required. If an economy is dependent on another economy, to that extent, that economy is weak. Two, if in a particular economy or society, they are able to meet their need internally, then we say that economy is strong. If they have external resources that is robust, as against economy where the external debt is so high, they have to service those debts with large percentage of the internal revenue they generate. That's a very weak economy, because any little things can cause a problem within that economy. So,
let's look at it this way. Many people are saying that anytime we have, fuel increase and some other things, you also have the problem in the market, transportation, it will definitely get even to school fees. Is it true? And how does this affect our economy? And how do we go about this?
In any economy or production system,
yes,
there is interdependence of the different sectors. Because one is required as an input for the generation of the next level of output. So it is evident that the fuel is required to transport goods and services, to transport people from one place or the other, in order to carry out the economic activity required for that economy to run. So as soon as that aspect, that input is affected, you expect that it will affect not only the cost of generating that input, that output, the quality of generating that output, as well as the ease with which it's done.
Doctor, there is a place.
But in the case of fuel or transportation,
yes,
you require movement.
Certainly.
You require movement.
But there's a place I was going. I was about to ask that, good, when it will certainly come down to the, to everyone.
Ordinary,
yes. But let's think about this. Government will use that to generate more revenue, but we have other sources in which government generates more revenue. Why is it that everything that happens to fuel, petrol, will certainly boil down to, will affect every Nigerian, even to education, paying school fees?
You see, because it is a factor in the cost of production.
Okay.
And it's such a factor that affects every aspect of production. If fuel increases now, you can know that it will cause the cost of transportation. Okay. Basic.
Sure.
If it affects, then it affects the cost of the produce that is being conveyed from one place to the other. It affects the cost of movement.
Don't forget our train is
working.
working.
From their workplace to their home and things like that. So fuel is so critical to every aspect of production process.
And you don't think there is human error,
Well, yes, there
because
is.
the train is working.
The
train, yes.
Yes.
It's working.
Yeah. That we are not talking about.
And many Nigerians are enjoying
it. About alternatives.
Okay.
Alternative that might make the impact of that less pungent.
Okay.
Now, where railways system is working,
yes,
it will minimize the effect.
Okay.
2, if we also look at the fuel itself, for example, there's an irony in Nigeria now. Why is it that before Dangote came in, everything is being imported? The cost of petroleum was about 600. By the time he's now importing it, then by the time it's now being produced internally, it rose straight to 1,000 plus. You see, there is no explanation on that yet. Secondly, you see, one wonders whether it is the subsidy of petroleum being used by the common man that is causing problem, or the problem of theft, problem of diversion, problem of people in places that are manipulating the system.
Don't forget the traders also have their own.
Yes, of course, the trader. It is the effect of these common people that we are stressing now. You see, but I'm talking about the cause. Why should that happen?
Yes.
So, meaning that we should not only look for as alternatives. Secondly, is removing or reducing corruption in the process, so that the cost may not be as it is now. And if the cost is not as much, it will affect the chain of cost of production that is causing the problem that we are facing now.
With the measures put in place by the government, things will certainly work out. Somebody asked me, he asked, investing in education, infrastructure, and good economic policies can help build a more resilient and stable society and peace, stability. Is that true?
Yeah. Before we go into that, we are saying government is doing something.
Yes.
I want to affirm that.
Okay.
And that's why the cost has been coming down.
Okay.
And government did something that is so significant. They empower the NNPC to have its own station
Okay.
It is helping a lot. That's why the costs from NNPC stations are always lower. And whenever they are working, you see a lot of queue, which means it is alleviating the hardship of high cost of fueling. I think we should give government kudos on that area.
Yes.
Now, we are talking about alternatives.
Yes,
that is
investing in infrastructure, education, and all that.
Now, there are 3 areas that, you see, because of the problem of limited budgetary resources that's available, government cannot make the same level of impact across. So it is needed for government to focus. The past government, they focused road, and we see it up and down. No matter what you say they did, which is wrong, or that, but when you see that, you say, actually they tried. So the same way, things like education, agric, as well as health, if they focus those 3, many problems will be solved.
We'll go on a very short break now, and when we come back, Dr. is Habley in here. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned. Yes, welcome back to the show, still on Peace and Conflict Resolution on Ogun State Television. Yes, we've been talking about the state of the economy and the influence on national peace. Dr. Akitunde is still in the house, and we are talking about investing in education infrastructure and good economy policies which can help build a more resilient and stable society and peace stability. Doctor, I am with you.
Yeah, let's start with education.
Okay.
To me, education is fundamental. If you can deal decisively with with problem of education, every other problem will be solved.
But education loan, sir. Education loan, or I want you to bear that in mind.
You see, I think it's level of awareness.
Okay.
I think government need to do more with awareness, promotion.
Okay.
But beyond that,
yes,
the real problem of education, as far as I am concerned, is not funding.
It's not funding.
It's not funding. It is a policy itself and the way it is being implemented. For example, policy of the way education is seen now, educational objective has been divided and separated in terms of education for the head, education for the hand, education for the heart. Whereas, according to education experts, those 3 education objectives should be achieved within a particular level, within every level of education.
Okay.
That is, primary school, you should not just teach cognitive aspect of education. That is ability to remember, ability to think. No. Also, ability to work, to do something with what you learned, as well as character. But have been separated. University, theoretical education.
Yes.
Polytechnic, practical education.
Skilled aspect.
And the practical is seen as inferior. So you see people don't go into practical education. They see polytechnic education as inferior. It is those who cannot get to university that goes to a polytechnic. That is the way it is based. And polytechnic itself, because of that conception, that practical is for those who cannot cope academically. They themselves now begin to want to become like university. They now begin to leave their primary focus of practical, functional education, entrepreneurial education, into theoretical education. So that they now operate like inferior university. And that is the problem. When the negative effect of that now begin to manifest, instead of them to look at the idea itself, what is wrong with it? Why should we separate theoretical from practical knowledge, education. They now separate it. That's what we now have as entrepreneurship education, as a separate segment. They don't see it as part of something that must be integrated into education generally. A situation whereby we have a program of education which will give you knowledge about how to do a thing, combined with knowledge of how to translate that theoretical knowledge into entrepreneurial expression options. No, it's separated now. Otherwise, when you are educated, you are supposed to be entrepreneurial. No, automatically.
Diversification.
You should not have educated unemployed. It shouldn't be possible. How can you be educated and you are employed? Which means your education is useless.
When you are educated and you are unemployed.
So my position is that we should not pursue program of entrepreneurship as separate. It should be integral. It should be integrated. For example, if I go to school to study maybe mass comm.
Yes.
No, that mass comm should be linked to what I can do entrepreneurially within that mass comm. As the first option, your entrepreneurial knowledge should enable you to do anything.
You mean I should be able to employ people and not to be employed?
Yeah, that thing should be able to do something with it. And that is possible for any branch of knowledge. Even if you read history, you can be entrepreneurial with it.
So everything you do should be able to generate employment.
Yes, it should not be a separate thing. We now have separate department of entrepreneurship. No. It should be integrated. As I'm teaching you theory, even mathematics, every mathematical concept I teach, I should be able to tell you what you can do with that concept to generate money, to create service for people. That people will see, hey, you can do this for me, I'm ready to pay you for it. Even history, people think some courses are not practical. Go for practical. There is no course that do not have practical applications. I know somebody, he read history, and he now begin to study the history of different communities, their the type of orikis.
Okay.
And he now mobilize people from that area that have made it. That I want to be able to promote your culture, your culture, your history on a radio program or television program, and people are sponsoring it. And with that, he engaged himself. There is one caller, Olawi. I don't know whether you heard.
Yes, very well.
Yes, this is a mass comms specialist, and is making money. Use that knowledge of mass communication to create value. That is entrepreneurship. Everything you study, there is something you can do with it. But today is separated. Theoretical knowledge. And that's why today, most of those students, by the time they finish their schooling, they go back to now to learn, to engage in apprenticeship program. See, education for character.
After they must have graduated from one school.
Whereas what you study, you should be able to vocationalize it. But it is separated. The vocational aspect, they create a special school for it.
Okay, doctor, let's talk about infrastructure. Yeah. You've mentioned the education aspect of it, the infrastructure and the good economic policies.
Yeah, infrastructure is very, very important. But infrastructure on its own is not enough. It is, I still go back to this education. If the education is proper.
Yes.
You see, education overseas, many educational institutions generate money to fund themselves. Many of them generate ideas which become industrial expression.
Okay, doctor.
With which they make money.
Doctor,
let me do so many things.
Okay, let me chip in this. I've seen a Nigerian in the course of this at work, I've seen a set of people saying that, is this what we are going to eat? Government was trying to put in, giving good roads and all that, road network infrastructure. And all they could say was, is this what we are going to eat? Government should make money available. And I was like, I just smiled and I left.
See,
I was at the bus stop.
That is ignorance. Infrastructure facilitates investment. Infrastructure make production easy. Let's give example of roads.
Okay.
With the development of roads, especially in Abeokuta here, you see so many big companies rising up. You see so many people now have access to product and services. It becomes easy to transport goods from village, from farm to town.
I want you to note something that no matter what, this country remains ours. There is no other place we can call our home. This is our place. And I want you to advise Nigeria, because government have their own role to play, and Nigerians also have their own role to play. They have their role to play. What will you advise them as your parting shot?
Now, number one is that go for creation of value and satisfaction of need. Money will follow. Many people, they are just after money, and when they see a person like this, they are thinking of, what can I get from him? No, don't let that is poverty mentality. Think of this person. What is his problem? In what way can I assist him to achieve his own goal? Let's have that mentality. And where you deliver service, where you deliver value, money will automatically follow. Second thing is character. There are a lot of people who needed the services that are there that you can render. But where there is no character, it's useless.
There can't be trust.
Yeah, there can't be trust. You can't be trusted with good position or with good with financial resources that you are looking for. So that's that. But for government, I am thinking that government should look at those three areas: education, health, agri, and health. Because in agri, we should be promoting large scale, that individual that will give little money to do small agri in your farm, okay, in your backyard. That is not a solution. It is just temporary, just survival. But if we really want to move ahead, we should promote. There may be few in each state. Let us say 3, 4, 5, big agri outfits.
Thank you.
To solve the problem of Nigeria.
And
because of that, and when people are engaged, they will be less available for negative violence activities. Okay. So there will be peace and security in the country.
Thank you so much. In case you're just joining us, that has been Dr. Samuel Oyebanji Akitunde, who has been doing justice to the topic, the state of economy and the influence on our national peace. The government is doing their own, and let us as Nigerians, let us come together and see how we can support the government in all manners. Till I come your way, this is where we shall be calling it a day on the program. Doctor, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, we thank God.
Thank you so much, sir.
Us.
Yes, sir. Yes, till I come back next week on the same time, the same station, I am Oba Oluwaseunfunmi Ogunleye.